Good morning, Coach. Always good to hear from you.
Good morning, guys.
I know that you guys had a protocol put in place, Coach. There was some news over the weekend, and it seems like you guys are set up for anything that COVID might throw at the program early on.
I got to give Scott Woolward a lot of credit, man. He was very well prepared. Shelley and Jack, those guys were very well prepared for our team to come in. Obviously, stuff's going to happen. I think that our team is getting the best care they possibly can. This is the new lay of the land. Is something that we have to work through. I think our guys are doing a very good job of adjusting, and we should be fine.
How's the communication with the executive staff, Coach? You're steady in communication on what everything's going on in the program and for the landscape of the game right now?
Constantly. We constantly having meetings. We had Zoom meetings last night with all our team. We had a leadership council meeting yesterday. We had a freshman meeting. We had a team meeting. Shelley was in there. Mickey was in there. We have a staff meeting today with all the staffs. All the head coaches on the staff. So we're in constant communication of what's going on. Obviously, it's ever changing, but there's information all the time. And again, I'll let the medical people take care of this. They've done a great job.
Yeah, Shelley's protocols seem to be working in terms of helping to contain any potential outbreaks. As far as football is concerned, Coach, workouts going on a couple weeks now. You mentioned the constant communication. I know that Tommy Moffitt, we've talked to him about how they track things in the weight room, how advanced it's gotten nowadays. What's the early returns from guys returning from quarantine? How are these? How are the guys performing thus far?
Doing great, man. The guys are in great shape. Got to give them credit to Bob that the 8 or 9 weeks that we're off, those guys worked out. They came in good shape. Now we got a couple of guys that are overweight, but that's supposed to. That's expected. But as far as their conditioning level, talking to Tommy, they're very well. Now, I'm going to tell you this now. Our coaches have worked very well up here. Our players have worked very well up here. The thing that we know with this virus is that, we got to be careful when we go out in public or we attend events. We got to be very careful who's there, and we got to wear our masks. I think that's where most of the problems come in.
Yeah, Coach, we were hearing back from some of the listening audience a couple of weeks back when you stopped by, and then you made the comments to Sports Illustrated about the team meeting and the overall message that you had for your team. That's one of your procedures and protocols you have in place. You don't talk to the public until you talk to your team. Is that right?
Just like family. Yeah, just like family. We discuss. I want to listen to the leadership council first. I want to get the pulse of the team. Derek Panassi does a great job for me. Kevin Falk, Mickey Joseph, Corey Raymond, they're in that meeting. And, we sit down and we listen to the guys. And, these are all guys we recruited. They let me know what's going on. They know a lot more about the team on a personal basis than I do sometimes. Sometimes I know exactly what they're telling me. But, we talk together, then we come up with a message, and we send it to the team. And for the most part, we've got 85-90% of our guys, man, they're cruising along. They're working hard, doing the right thing. We just got to get everybody on the same page, everybody rowing on the same side of the boat. We're going to be fine. I do believe this team has got great leadership. I do believe we're handling this as well as anybody in the country. I think that our focus is on school, get better, getting in good condition in football.
Ed Orgeron joining us here, ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and Alexandria, off the bench, daily powered by All-Star Toyota. Last week you mentioned Manny Michel that you added to the defensive line room as an analyst, kind of the mini Pete Jenkins, a guy that's been there and been a constant for you the last couple of seasons, even dating back to when you were the defensive line coach. You're so familiar with is Christian Lakacher. Can you talk about the responsibility that Christian has on your staff and how much you depend on him on the defensive line development?
Well, first of all, as Christian welcomed me the first day I was in there, was in the defensive line room, was a leader for me from the get-go. Helped me establish the character and the discipline that we need in that defensive line room. And then it went on throughout the team. And, he wore number 18. He came back. I can't imagine coming to work without Christian Lakacher here. He does so much work. And, again, it's a guy that knows me. He knows what to expect. He knows what I want, makes cut-ups for me, does a great job with our players, and is a tremendous recruiter. The guy's always on the phone. He's responsible for a lot of the recruits that we have right now. Has tremendous energy. I do believe that he has a great future and being a defensive line coach and beyond.
Coach, y'all have set the bar really high when it comes to graduate transfers, and this year is no different. You had a couple big names, mainly Jabril Cox. What's the early return on these guys? Because that's a tough spot, right? You look at Cox coming in as a senior and kind of joining this team midstream. What's the early report?
Quiet, mature, very focused. Reminds me a lot of Damone Clark. Very professional. Goes about his business. He came here to be a great player. He's very focused. As you guys know, North Dakota State, they have a tremendous culture. They're a tremendous winning culture. So all the early reports have been A+ on them.
Coach, on the other.
You go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
On the other side of those conversations, with a guy like Eric Monroe, who has been here for a while, he'll graduate in the summer. His name goes into the transfer portal. How do those conversations go from head coach to veteran?
They were great. I mean, Eric's as close to me as any player. He had a conversation with me and Coach Bush. We had a Zoom meeting. He graduated from here. He felt that, that it would be best for him. He did everything that he could here. It'd be best for him to go somewhere else that he could probably start this year. And not to say that he wouldn't start here, but I guess he feels like he got an opportunity somewhere else. Eric gave everything we could over here. An outstanding young man, A+. Man, I can't say enough good things about Eric Monroe. The other thing I like to say about Jack, and I talked a little bit about. I just know a little bit about Liam Shannon.
Okay, that's what I was getting at too. I was trying to plant that seed. What's up with the big boy?
Yeah, well, everybody's asking me, Coach, you got a guy from Harvard. How's he going to play in the SEC? And I got to give James Craig the credit, man. He come show me a film one day. He said, Coach, you got to watch these kids. And I said, James, are you sure? And I looked at him. I thought he was pretty good, but as the competition is not the SEC up there. And but you know what? He's been snapping. He's been playing right guard, right tackle. The guys say he's tremendous. They love him. They love him in the weight room. Very mature.
Hey.
He's exactly what we needed for the room right now. So I'm telling you what now. I'm feeling really confident that this guy can help us next year.
Sounds like you got a true competitor at center.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see, and that's good. Competition. That's what LSU, man. The competition brings the best out of all of us. Bob, you know it yourself, and we all know it. It brings the best out of all of us.
Speaking of competition, Coach, let's talk about pass rush. Losing Caleb Chasson to the draft, and kind of not a maybe not like a super clear successor, right? In terms of the fans looking at this roster, where do y'all think that pass rush could potentially come from this season?
We got two great young men, B.J. Orgeron and Philip Webb. And, B.J. was with us in the spring. I do believe he's going to be an All-American here. I think this guy here is a tremendous football player. He has a chance to be a high pick. Philip Webb, I haven't seen him yet. I haven't seen him in a volunteer workouts talking to Tommy Moffitt. He thinks that the guy is very, very talented. So we think that those guys on the right side to rush the passer for us, Justin Thomas, who we didn't have last year. Justin's down to 285 now. We think that he can add a tremendous pass rush to us. Andre Anthony, Ali Gates, TK McClendon. So we got a lot of guys. I'm looking at the defensive line board. It looks like we got 25. We better find 4.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more than when you took over a few years ago. We're talking to LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron here on Off the Bench. Coach, so any more updates? We talked to you last week, and it was said that the conference, there may have been some discussions about allowing some sort of like football camp or football school in July. Has there been any movement on that front?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's come to the forefront. Starting July 24th, we're going to be allowed 6 hours a week of team meetings and 6 hours a week of walkthroughs with the ball. Yeah.
How much?
Go ahead.
How much does that help you in developing?
You got to be hyped.
Great. It's something we need. It's something we need, and we're going to start July 24th. I'm making the schedule right now. And we're going to practice 6 days a week, give them 1 day off. and it allows you to go all the way up to the day before camp. Reporting day is the 6th for us. Camp starts on the 7th. But if we did that, it would give us 6 straight weeks of camp. I'm not going to do that. I want our guys fresh for camp, so I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to give them a couple of days off before camp and make sure we have a great camp. But it will help us, especially with the quarterbacks and the receivers, getting their timing right, getting the snap right, and it helps to have the ball.
Now that you have them on campus and you have them in the building and the people that you're talking to, how long do they need to get into football shape, in y'all's opinion?
I think right now, I think it's perfect with time with the time that we have it in June and going out and battling Ray Baker like I do every afternoon. Ray's out there, especially Sunday. He was out there Sunday, I promise you. And going out there and got to get used to the elements here in South Louisiana. As we all know, we got to make it an advantage for us. And then having the month of July, and then having football camp in August. I think that once they get to August, they're going to be in shape for camp. See, this is where people go wrong. Summer conditioning gets you in shape for camp. Camp gets you in shape for football.
Yep.
The only way to get in football shape is to play football, and that's it. And so the conditioning done in June and July allows us to have a great camp, and the physicality in camp in August allows us to have a great season.
Well said there, Coach. And we got one more for you on Ray Baker. A concerned fan writes in, she saw you running yesterday from campus, from her office, and she wants to know, she has to keep her head coach healthy. She wanted to know, is Coach O wearing sunscreen, and what's the SPF?
30.
There's our guy.
Tell it it's Cajun 30.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know he's Cajun, man. I got to wear that 70. I'm done. Ray beats me up if I don't wear 70 plus.
Coach, it's always good to hear from you. Thank you for the time this morning.
Go Tigers.
There he is.
Sure.
Coach
How
O
about
checking in
that,
from
too?
LSU football. Liam Shanahan, your boy's making a move,
I
T.
know.
Your
And
boy's making a move.
And we didn't even mention him specifically. I thought about it, and I was like, I'll just keep it at Cox. But
Well,
he kind of
I was the bleep hole that cut him off
He
during the
kinda-
answer.
knew the direction we were going there. But how about that, man? Is that breaking news, that football, that it's gone ahead and been confirmed that July 24th,
No, the
these
SEC
workouts
confirmed
are
it last
starting?
week.
Oh, okay.
But it was the first time that he's talked about how they're going to implement it. Liam Shanahan sounds a lot like T-Bob Hebert to me. Guy that can snap it, play both guard positions.
Super intelligent.
No.
Harvard econ grad.
Take away the education, the
All
football
the
skills.
Potential in the
He
world.
can help you in between the lines. Outside of that, there's no comparison.